Sometimes, a story doesn't always have a neat and logical conclusion. Occasionally, it ends in a perplexing and puzzling manner. Such was the case with the final chapter of the Xavi and Andrés Iniesta story. For years, these two footballers exchanged passes back and forth on the pitch as if the most significant matches of the century were merely their personal table tennis game played to distract themselves. However, in their last encounter together on the football field, they failed to complete a single pass to each other. It happened during the first leg of the 2014-15 Champions League semi-final between Barcelona and Bayern Munich. Barcelona was already leading 2-0 when Xavi came on as a substitute in the 82nd minute, replacing Ivan Rakitić. During the remaining time until Iniesta was substituted by Rafinha 5 minutes later, the two midfield maestros, the masters of passing in modern football, did not exchange a single pass. It would have been a fitting ending for there to be one final exchange between their remarkable feat during their last appearance together, but it never happened. Instead, their last official pass occurred in a match against Sevilla on 11th April 2015 at the Estadio Sánchez Pizjuán. In the 84th minute and 29 seconds of a 2-2 draw, Iniesta nudged the ball inside to his elder counterpart. The first pass they ever made together took place on 21st December 2002 in Mallorca during a 4-0 league victory. However, even before that, these two players had already developed a chemistry on the training ground. As two small and technically gifted midfielders, they shared a deep connection right from the very beginning. It was during the 1999 Nike Cup that Xavi first learned about his future successor. This youth team tournament took place in Barcelona, and the final between Barca and Rosario Central was held at the Camp Nou. Pep Guardiola, brother of Pep Guardiola, had a strong association with Nike at that time. He convinced his brother to attend the match and present some awards. Guardiola was astounded by the exceptional performance of a 15-year-old Iniesta, who scored the winning goal in extra time. Guardiola conveyed a message to his prospective player after the game, envisioning a future where he would be in the stands cheering him on. However, he also had a significant remark for his teammate at the time, Xavi. He cautioned him, saying, "You will take my place, but beware of this young man, for one day he will surpass us all." Fortunately for football enthusiasts worldwide, they had the opportunity to share the field a remarkable 486 times. Yet their initial years together did not showcase the extraordinary bond they would eventually develop. The local media underestimated the compatibility of these diminutive and delicate midfielders, dismissing them as mere toys, an extravagant partnership that may be amusing but not particularly effective. Initially, there was some evidence supporting this notion. In their first 3 years playing together in the senior team, they only managed to secure 2 trophies, the 2004-05 La Liga title and the subsequent Spanish Super Cup. The era dominated by Frank Rijkaard and Ronaldinho proved fruitful enough to bring the Champions League trophy back to Catalonia in the 2005-06 season. However, Iniesta and Xavi only appeared together in 2 matches that European season. It wasn't until Guardiola's return as coach in 2008 that the philosophy of filling the midfield with skilled passers, regardless of their stature, was fully embraced. It was during this period that these two maestros truly flourished, accumulating one title after another. Iniesta later expressed, "We were knocked down when Guardiola arrived, and we needed him to guide us back onto the right path." Barcelona required a coach who would consistently deploy both players together on the field. Lorenzo Buenaventura, Guardiola's assistant, explained in Iniesta's biography, "The artist people used to question, Xavi or Iniesta?" And Pep would respond, "Xavi and Iniesta, both of them, not one or the other. They should always be together, People claimed they couldn't play together, but that was untrue. They shouldn't be separated. Guardiola initiated their partnership, often positioning Xavi on the right and Iniesta on the left. However, they also played together in various formations, more diverse than the ever changing scenarios of The Simpsons. This marked a pivotal moment for Barcelona and transformed the trajectory of modern football. It was the turning point in possession-based football history. If Guardiola aimed to promote possession-oriented and fluid football, then Xavi and Iniesta were his most trusted ambassadors. They had the ability to knock on doors and convince even the most skeptical individuals that retaining possession was the ultimate path to victory in football matches. They seemed to offer their business card saying, "Take this and come witness us again next week." The pinnacle arrived at Wembley, on the grandest stage, captivating the attention of the entire world. If a poll were conducted today asking football fans about the most complete performance they have ever witnessed, Barcelona's 3-1 victory over Manchester United would likely claim the top spot. Conduct the same poll in the future, and the winning margin would probably have grown with time. "After facing them, they're undoubtedly the best team in Europe," Sir Alex Ferguson proclaimed. "Throughout my managerial career, I would say they are the most formidable team we have encountered. Everyone acknowledges this, and I accept it. No team has ever dominated us like they did." The Scottish manager particularly showered praise on Iniesta and Xavi, alongside Messi, of course. In one of his autobiographies, he wrote, at Barcelona, "They had these extraordinary tiny players. They stood at 5'6" tall, yet possessed the bravery of lions, always demanding the ball and never allowing themselves to be intimidated." Their peak representing Spain was reached in South Africa. While Guardiola deserves acclaim for uniting the diminutive duo in his Barcelona squad, credit must be given to Luis Aragonés for reconfiguring the setup of the Spanish national team prior to Euro 2008. He was the visionary who recognized that passing could conquer power, an idea that seems obvious today but was not a decade ago. This concept was not apparent in Spain, where the notion of La Furia Roja persisted, the belief in winning through sheer fury and passion. Xavi and Iniesta were fervently dedicated to passing their way to goals, not toiling in vain and later boasting about their perspiration to the public. While Iniesta was the one who scored the winning goal in the 2010 World Cup final, Xavi's contribution to Spain's victory was equally significant. Xavi played more minutes and served as the outfield captain during the tournament. Additionally, he provided 2 crucial assists in South Africa, directly contributing to as many goals as Iniesta did against Chile and Holland. Undoubtedly, the partnership between Iniesta and Xavi was the driving force behind Spain's triumph in the tournament. Their synergy on the field surpassed their individual abilities. One of the most crucial moments in the 2010 final was the red card shown to John Heitinga in extra time, which was provoked by a remarkable collaboration between Xavi and Iniesta. The play unfolded as Iniesta received the ball near the edge of the penalty area and deftly lifted it through the air to Xavi. Xavi, in turn, lofted it back to Iniesta in one fluid motion, directing it towards the goal with defiance of an underhand basketball shot. The precision of the pass forced Heitinga to illegally bring down Iniesta, resulting in his dismissal from the match. Spain would eventually crown themselves as champions of the world. Following their World Cup victory, the duo returned to Catalonia and continued to excel, often taken for granted by football fans. However, in 2015, Xavi prepared to leave his lifelong club. With Xavi's advancing age, his playing time gradually decreased, and when he did take the field, it was usually to give Iniesta a rest. Both players shared minutes on the left side of midfield, as Luis Enrique preferred Ivan Rakitić on the right to cover the forays of Dani Alves. In fact, The reason their final appearance together in the 2014-2015 season came as early as April was because exhaust few games for Barca began with a celebratory high five to Iniesta beneath the fourth official's board, revealing Xavi's number 6 in green and Iniesta's number 8 in red. As Xavi's final campaign drew to a close, it became evident that Barcelona had a remarkable opportunity to achieve a treble and bid farewell to their legendary player on the highest note. Despite no longer sharing the field, Iniesta and Xavi held a common objective. They triumphed in the league and secured the Copa del Rey before embarking on their journey to Berlin in pursuit of the Champions League. Iniesta's performance was sublime, and within 4 minutes he masterfully created an opportunity for Rakitić, who was filling in for Xavi. Barcelona took a 2-1 lead, and with 12 minutes remaining, Iniesta graciously made way for Xavi's final appearance. Perhaps in his mind he thought, "Go finish the job, boss," as he was substituted for his colleague. Barcelona, driven by this sentiment, went on to win 3-1. For Iniesta, he not only helped his friend secure a treble, but also earned Xavi's profound appreciation. Xavi even invited Iniesta, wearing the number 8 jersey, to join him in collecting the trophy together. While Luis Enrique's Barcelona team revolved around the Maestros trio, it was undeniable that the club's foundations in the 21st century were built upon these two agile midfield maestros. It was fitting that they celebrated Xavi's departure by lifting the European Cup together and toasting with champagne from it. Critics had claimed that they couldn't play alongside each other, but they defied those doubts and proved that they were meant to be on the pitch together. "We proved them wrong," Xavi revealed during an interview for Iniesta's book. "In the end, the more talent you bring together, the better. We hardly needed to communicate verbally. At most, I would say, come a little closer or something similar. Nothing more. Andrés wasn't the type of player who preferred constant conversation on the field, yet we understood each other perfectly, almost with just a glance." The football world came to understand something profound as well. We learned never to underestimate the abilities of these unassuming giants.